It is time for Coffee on the Coast. Good morning and welcome to Coffee on the Coast. I'm your host this morning, Tina Prigge, and I am delighted to be joined by Therese Horstketter from the Manitowoc Public Library, and we're talking about a unique opportunity today for organizations and for individuals to connect in a volunteer capacity. Therese, welcome back to Coffee on the Coast. Always so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So let's talk about this. This is coming up tomorrow. You've got a volunteer fair that you're hosting at the Manitowoc Public Library in the Belkansky Room from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's walk-in anytime during that time?
Yes, definitely. We will have roughly, I want to say about 17 or 18 organizations that will have tables set up. They are looking for volunteer help. And so there's someone from each organization to talk to you. So you can stroll around, see what's there, stop and talk to people. It is just walk in, you don't have to register, nothing else of that sort. Just come in and see what you can find. If you have time on your hands and you would like to volunteer, this is a great opportunity to talk to quite a few different groups. You might be surprised at what some places need for help. So it's really a good chance to do this. And like I said, accumulate information if you want or sign up on the spot.
Oh,
And,
interesting.
mhm. And I've had people already contact me a couple months later and say, I stopped in, I didn't have time for sure, but I have time now and I'd like to volunteer. So, it goes different ways. We are just glad to have people who are wanting to volunteer, getting out there and hopefully, we make a match somehow with
Yeah,
each of the groups,
absolutely.
hopefully find someone.
It's like volunteer speed dating.
Yes.
But it's a great way to get connected with the community if you've got time and if you've got the inclination. It's a great way to vet different organizations to see where your skills and where your interests might intersect, and how
Right.
great that is too for the organizations and to be supporting these organizations that make our community great.
Right. There are so many different things at our library. I'm the coordinator for our general volunteers. They do everything from pencil sharpening to boxing up books, helping at sales, helping at big events, helping at small events. I've had people who came in for, say, an hour to help set something up. That's what they've done. They just stay on a list of volunteers that want to help occasionally. We have some people who are here every week or once a month to do something. So volunteering doesn't always have to be a set thing, once a week for so many hours. It can, I'm sure most places will be able to work with you for your needs or the time that's best for you, as well as what their needs are.
Oh, that's awesome. And Teresa, I think this is not the first time that you're hosting a volunteer fair like this.
No, we've had it a few times um, since 2017. I think that was our first one. We didn't have one last year because of COVID, of course. But so we're happy to be back and offer this again. There's so many people that will say, I would really like to volunteer, but I just don't know where to start. And we definitely will not have everybody here in Manitowoc County that needs volunteers, but there are a good number of places here for you to look at and to get ideas for.
And there's
So,
no obligation, right? Somebody
right,
comes to the volunteer fair, asks questions, interacts. You're not obligated on the spot to make a commitment to anyone, but you might want
right,
to.
right. And it's funny because you might think of a place as, well, I have to be able to do this. But what their need might be is just to do filing, or they could use someone to do some extra cleaning or getting mail ready to go or dropping things off. There are a lot of different things that places need help with. Like I said, we go from just everything. And the other with our general volunteers, which I mentioned, but we also have a great need at our library is tutors for people who are learning English. And that is one of our top needs here at the library, because we have a lot of people coming in that they would like to match someone up with. And you don't need to be a teacher. You don't need to know another language. You are trained to do this. And we've had great success with some people getting their citizenship, wonderful thing, a driver's license.
Wow.
So different things that you might not think of all the way with the library, but that's one of our top needs here.
Wow. So
So,
volunteering some of your time can actually change the course of someone's life.
oh, definitely.
You can have a huge impact.
Right.
Wow.
And another thing with this, I had one of my volunteers helped me a couple of years ago. And while she had some free time, she walked around and she found a second place to volunteer, because she has enough time on her hands, and we don't always have quite that much of the things that she works on. So she was working at a second place. And the other thing that I have to mention about volunteering that I have seen here is volunteers who end up working together that form friendships too. So that is, it's getting out, it's seeing other people. Some things that we do are just you're on your own, but others you're with other people. And so there are other opportunities there, as well as giving your time.
And I think that's really important too. So not only are you giving your time, but right, there is that great opportunity to connect with other people, to socialize, to perhaps develop
Definitely.
friendships, to learn about these different organizations, right? Like when you're on the inside, now you're starting to see,
Right.
what this organization does, how it runs. It's kind of fascinating to have that experience. So
is.
it's really a win-win.
It is a good thing. Yes. Yes.
So let's remind people, this is tomorrow. When I saw this poster, I was thinking, oh, September 16th is like far into the future. And it's not. It is tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
September 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's in the Bolkansky room, which is on the second floor at the Manitowoc Public Library. You can come at any time and spend as much or as little time as works for you. And did you say that if an organization is still interested in participating, that you can accommodate
Definitely.
them?
They can still contact me, and they can either call the library at 686-3010 or my direct number, 686-3044. And they are still welcome to come or even show up tomorrow. And if a group does not have staff or volunteer that have time to be there, we can also still put some of their information out on a table so that people would be able to see it and pick it up. We try
that's
to make it
fantastic.
as, as many possible, even if you can't quite be there or for the entire time. We hope everybody will be, since, we're putting those hours out there, but we try to do our best just to get everybody there for at least a little while.
I love that. I love the concept of connecting individuals with organizations. So whether you're an individual with time and inclination to volunteer, or whether you're an organization looking for volunteers, this episode is for you. Make sure that you go to the Manitowoc Public Library tomorrow, Thursday, September 16th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you to everyone in this community that currently does dedicate some of your time to volunteering, and thank you to all of you who are considering becoming volunteers. It's the grease that really keeps this wheel spinning and really makes our community great.
Most definitely. We love and appreciate our volunteers. We couldn't do everything as well without them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Therese, thank you so much for sharing this information. I'm just going to put the poster up one last time for a quick last look. And I really appreciate you joining us this morning on Coffee on the Coast, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Yep. Thanks for having us for this.
You bet.
Thanks.
Take care, everyone.